Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs. In this video today, I'm going to do my preview for the Montreal-Toronto playoff series coming up this week on Thursday night. So Montreal will be facing Toronto. They're going to start out obviously in Toronto. It is a 7-game series and I'm really looking forward to it. So I've got all my stuff on the board. Stats, I'll give you the schedule even, my thoughts on how either team can win, and yeah, stuff all like that. So if you are new to the channel, if you are a Habs fan like I am, and you want to see more videos like this, all based on the Habs, please subscribe, ring that notifications bell. That's down there. That'll get you your daily fix of Blue, Blanc, Rouge right here at Talking Habs. Don't forget, if you have any comments, leave a comment in the comment section and give a thumbs up if you like the video. Let's get right into it. So Montreal clinched their playoff spot, second to last game of the season, with an overtime loss to Edmonton to get that 1 point that knocked out Calgary and Vancouver from contention. So Montreal finishes fourth, Toronto finished first, and therefore they're the first round matchup. And first time since 1979 that Montreal and Toronto have met in the playoffs. And an interesting little tidbit, I guess, from that is when these two teams meet in the playoffs, the winner goes on to win the Stanley Cup. It's happened every time before. It's a different animal today. I don't expect that to be the case necessarily here, but it's just an interesting little fact. So there you go. It was similar last year with Philadelphia. Every time Montreal-Philadelphia met, the winner goes on to win the Stanley Cup, and it didn't happen last year. So I don't necessarily expect it to happen this year, but we can hope Montreal wins, and they're going to win the Cup. All right, Montreal was 24, 21, and 11 this season for 59 points and fourth place in the division. Toronto, 35, 14, and 7 for 77 points and first place in that division. Top three scorers for each team. Tyler Toffoli for Montreal in 52 games had 28 goals, 14 or 16 assists, and 44 points. Jeff Petrie in 55 games, 12 goals, 30 assists, 42 points. And Nick Suzuki in 56 games, 15 goals, 26 assists for 41 points. Which puts Suzuki, by the way, at a 60-plus point pace if it was an 82-game schedule. So good on him for his second season. On the other side, Mitch Marner, 55 games, 20 goals, 47 assists, 67 points. Austin Matthews, 52 games, 41 goals, 25 assists for 66 points. And John Tavares, 56 games, 19 goals, 31 assists for 50 points. Each team, goals for Montreal, 158. That was good for 17th. Goals against, 165. That was good for 18th, and that's a -7 differential. For Toronto, 186 goals for, 6th in the league. 148 goals against for 7th in the league, and that's a +38 differential. So obviously the offense was better. Power play percentage, 19.2% for Montreal, 18th. And PK percentage, 78.5%, 22nd. And that gives them, if you add them up, 97.7%. A little on the low side. You want to see that number be over 100. So a little underperforming there. Power play for Toronto, 20% even, 16th. PK also 78.5% for 22nd, and that gives them 98.5. So again, a little bit underachieving, and look at the numbers, practically the same. So special teams could be a big thing here. If one team has better special team performance in this series, could make a big difference. Let's see now. Next up, goalies. Price, 12, 7, and 5, 1 shutout, 264 goals against, 901 save percentage. He was on the ice today practicing. Price should be your game one starter. On the other side, I expect it to be Jack Campbell, 17, 3, and 2, 2 shutouts, a 215 goals against, at a 921 save percentage. The backups, Jake Allen for Montreal, 11, 12, and 5, no shutouts, 268 goals against, and a 907 save percentage. Anderson on the other side, who is back to being healthy, 13, 8, and 3, no shutouts, 296 goals against, and an 895 save percentage. Now, for me, I'm assuming it's going to be Jack Campbell starting. To me, it makes sense for it to be Jack Campbell starting. I would think that. The other back, I don't think we'll see Primo at all. He was 1-2-1 this year. No shutouts, a 416 goals against, and an 849 save percentage. I think if there's one thing we found out for sure, Primo's not ready yet. Simple as that. He's not a bust and nothing like that. He's just not ready yet. That's all. On the other side, David Riddick, 1-1-1, no shutouts, 272 goals against, and an 888 save percentage. That's with Toronto. That's not his number. That doesn't include his numbers in Calgary. Now, wild cards. Each team's wild cards, what I think they are. For Montreal, I think Cole Caulfield's a wild card. One reason is, might not even start and might not even play. But if he does get in there, he had 4 goals in his first 10 games ever in his career this season. That's a plus 30 goal. That's 30 plus goals. In his rookie season, if he kept on a pace in 82 games. This kid needs to see the ice and see what he can do. He's shown he's ready for the NHL, and I don't know why they're holding him back. I think it's a mistake for a team that really needs goal scoring. So, I mean, they hold him off first couple of games. Maybe they don't do so well. They bring in Cole Caulfield. He could turn the tide offensive-wise, so he definitely could be a wild card. KK, very similar. KK doesn't look like he's going to start this series either. KK had a really good playoff last year. He had not a great season and then had a really good playoff. Now, you could say he hasn't had a great season. I think it's been up and down, but I think overall, I'm satisfied with it, and I think it's a mistake sitting him. So KK could come in and do the same thing. Be effective after a first or second game, first game loss. Maybe they go 2 games before they bring them in, but I think they could be very effective, in helping to turn the tide if they're going to be sitting out. Corey Perry last year with Dallas had a great playoff. I'm not sure. I think he had I'm not sure what points total, but good numbers. Good performance, and I think he can do the same thing here. He can get under the other team's skin. He's in front of the net. He's doing all those kind of good things and score a few goals too. Perry can be a real big wild card if he has a similar season or playoff as he did last year. Brett Kulak will be to me also. Brett Kulak is the kind of defenseman, and he did this last year. He had a really good return to play, and if he has a really good playoff, solidify that. I don't know where they're going to play him. Honestly, I don't. Playing hopefully with Weber and help Weber. Well, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. Solidify that position. Yeah, he could be a big wild card and make a big difference in Montreal's defensive play. He can move the puck. He can skate. He can shoot a bit. I mean, he could really make a difference in this game, in this series. And finally here, Jake Evans. Jake Evans has been pretty damn good in the last bunch of games he's played in. Jake Evans could be a real game changer here in that we don't know what his ceiling really is. He could be that guy, like if you remember 1986, Claude Lemieux. Was his rookie season, I think, and he just had that fantastic playoff and helped lead Montreal to the Stanley Cup. Jake Evans could be that player this year. So Jake Evans could make a big, big difference here. On the other side, wild cards. Is it Nick Foligno? Nick Foligno, this is why they got him for the playoffs. He's a tough guy. He can produce some offense, and he's going to be playing, I think, on the second line with Tavares, or on the first. I don't know where he's playing, but he's going to play some big minutes. Hyman, same thing. Hyman coming off an injury. I think he's playing. I think he is. Hyman playing on, I believe, the first line with Matthews and Marner can really make a big impact here. And because he's coming back from injury, he could be a big wild card. Next one I got there is Alex Galchenyuk, because I thought actually Alex Galchenyuk was going to play. Galchenyuk is sitting on the outside also looking in. But maybe the Leafs lose the first game or two, and, maybe Galchenyuk can come in and be a wild card. He's a wild card. Do I think he's going to do anything? No. But, Galchenyuk could be a wild card here. Mostly because, right, it's his original team, playing against his original team. Right? That could be some motivation there. I don't know. Jason Spezza, that experience, he's put up good numbers. Spezza's got, he's a former not a Stanley Cup winner, but he's got Stanley Cup final experience. And well, maybe he's a winner. Did he win one with Dallas? No. I don't know what I'm thinking, but he's got a lot of experience there. He could definitely be a wild card here in a playoff. And of course, Joe Thornton. No, he's never won a cup, but he's got to be super motivated to try to win a cup here this year. I can see Joe Thornton just having a hell of a playoffs, right? He can kind of almost be bang or bust, right? So Joe Thornton could be a really big wild card. Keep an eye on players to keep an eye on the Montreal side. Josh Anderson with his Brendan Gallagher like play, that same kind of drive and push, and he's got that big physical body play. He's super fast. He can score goals in bunches when he's hot. Josh Anderson is probably, he's a guy to keep an eye on. On the other side, and I kind of don't like to say, but John Tavares, who's kind of played, he's had some, I don't know exactly near the end of the season, but he went on a really good run there. 20 games before this season. I don't know, something like that. He went on a good run. He's got good numbers, 19 goals, 31 assists, 50 points. That's good numbers. Tavares could be, he plays well against Montreal. He gets some untimely goals against Montreal that I hate. Yeah, he could be a real big difference maker here for Toronto, especially if Montreal's able to hold off Matthews. If we can really shut down Matthews, Tavares could be, we got Tavares, and that he could make a big difference. Okay, in 2020, Montreal beat Pittsburgh in the qualifying round, and they lost to Philadelphia in round one. And Toronto lost to Columbus Blue Jackets in the qualifying round. So Montreal had more success last year. All right, so here's something. If you're going to really be a Stanley Cup contender, I believe you need four pieces. You need two studs on offense, two studs on defense that can play big minutes, produce lots of offense, or shut down either way. Let's see who has what. For Montreal, listen, we're really not there yet, but we're on the way. Studs on offense, my opinion. Remember, this is my opinion. Suzuki, KK, Caulfield, those are studs on offense. Right now, maybe not, but they're in the making. So we do have the beginnings of being a contender and having those pieces up front, but they're not there yet. Studs on D, Petrie definitely is a stud on D, can play the minutes and produce the points in the offense, and most nights produce the defensive play as well. I think we have another one in Romanov. Obviously, not right now, but in the future. So you can see that of those four pieces that you really need, we got one, and we got the other three, but they're not ready yet, kind of, right? So that kind of gives us a disadvantage over Toronto, because definitely Toronto has three studs on offense in Matthews, Marner, and Tavares. Can't deny it. Look at their numbers. They got three studs there. They play lots of minutes, and they're consistent and reliable. On defense, it's not so much for me with Toronto. You got Morgan Rielly, but from what I understand, and I hear a lot when I'm watching other people do their live streams and stuff like that, Morgan Rielly makes some boneheaded plays often, and he's got the offense. I don't know that he's a defensive stud, so maybe he's not, And then you got, for me, TJ Brody, maybe? If you want to say Bogosian, but I believe Bogosian's out injured, so I don't think he's in the series. So I don't know that they have it on defense. So Lisa, are they really a contender? I don't know, but they're definitely got more of that than Montreal does, so it gives them an advantage. Okay, win the middle. That's something else. You got to have those studs, and you got to win the middle. Does Montreal win the middle? First of all, down the middle, center-wise, no, they're undermatched against Toronto, right? Because you got Toronto, you got Matthews and Tavares. Those are pretty good centers, just those two. And our guys are, you got to know who, still not one of those guys, but still the experience level. And then the rest were young on. And if you want to add Eric Stahl in there, well, he's not producing shit, so I don't know that I'm adding him in there. So winning the middle, we don't really win the middle. Does Toronto win the middle? Yeah, they do. They win the middle with those guys on at center, and they actually win the middle on the ice. They get to the middle. They take shots from there. They are getting in those dangerous spots or the dirty spots in the front, in the slot, and taking those shots. Montreal's not doing that consistently. So, yeah, Toronto is winning the middle. Okay, so what I think Montreal needs to do and then what Toronto to win. Obviously, shut down Matthews and do it any way you can. Be physical with him. Lay the body every time you can hit him. Hit him, hit him, hit him. When you're near him, chirp, chirp, chirp. Tell him you didn't like what happened with that female security guard. Whatever you got to do, just chirp at him. And if you're near him, push him, pump him, talk to him, and hit him hard. Get him off his game. Because I think he's a guy that is going to react badly to that kind of treatment. If you can get Matthews off his game, not producing, you got a shot here. I mean, you still got Marner and Tavares, but I mean, you got a shot, right? Anyways, that's what they got to do. They got to shut him down any way they can. And while you're at it, if you got anything left over, yeah, shut down Marner and Tavares as well. And if you got any left over than that, do a number on Nylander, because those four guys offensively are going to be the problems. The main problems. No letdowns. 60-minute games, they got to play for 60 minutes. They got to. Excuse me. They got to play a 60-minute game. I say this every damn preview, it seems. And, you know, Toronto's proven if they play 10, 15 solid minutes against Montreal, they can beat Montreal. If Montreal's not playing a 60-minute game, they just need 10, 15 minutes to put in enough goals. And, I mean, that's what's happened all year. So they can't have a letdown. Grind them down with the physical play. As I said with Matthews, do it to everybody. You got to be physical. You see a guy in a Toronto sweater, hit him. You got to do that. And just grind them down with that physical play. Make them earn everything they're going to get at the very least, right? Mobile and solid physical defense. The defense hasn't been very mobile. I don't know that the mobility is going to be as important in this series, but it's still going to be important. You guys need to be able to pass the puck up to the forwards to get our offense going, get our guys going through the neutral zone with some speed and give us a chance. And then it's up to the forwards to get into those right areas, get into the center of the ice and get the shots and all that. But the D is going to have to be it's going to have to be somewhat mobile and solid physical play from them because it's playoff hockey. We got big guys that can bang the bodies and we're going to need to use that to our advantage. Special teams play. Now this goes for both sides. Both teams' special teams are very similar in numbers over a whole season, so they're very similar right now going into this. Now, granted, Toronto has a big potential to have a little bit better power play, but right now, that's what it is. So special teams here could make all the difference in a game, right? If our special teams are going good now, we're shutting down their power play, and we're scoring a goal or two every game on our power play, that could make all the difference in a series that's like this, that I think is going to be close. So, but it goes the same for both teams. For Montreal, Carey Price. Carey Price could be just the game changer, right? Montreal's going to go as far as Carey Price can carry them. If Carey Price can play like he did last season in the RTP, I mean, Bob's your uncle kind of thing, right? On the other side, for them, literally show up and play hard. If they can show up and play hard and give back physically what we give them, they got the skill to beat us, right? So if they get the goaltending and we don't, if it's only mediocre or okay, all they have to do is show up and play hard, man. They need to get the goaltending from Campbell. They've been getting it against Montreal, especially Campbell plays well against Montreal. Just keep getting that goaltending. As I said, the special teams. And of course, Toronto, use their team speed and skill. They're a good skating team. They got a ton of skill. We know that. We're not going to deny that. Obviously, that's the biggest advantage they have over Montreal is their skill. So if they use that, I mean, Montreal's going to be hard fought here to win. Doesn't mean they can't. If they grind them down, you can grind that skill down, but you got to play that 60 minutes. All right, head-to-head this year, Montreal, head-to-head against Toronto, 3-6-1. Toronto against Montreal, 7-2-1. So let's turn it around here. Let's get some of those wins in our column, and let's do it in this playoffs. If we win 4 in a sweep, it would be 7, 6, and 1 identical records for the whole season and the playoffs. Think about that. All right, that's not going to happen, but would be great if it does. If it did, the series schedule starting on the 20th. That's Thursday at 7:30 p.m. in Toronto. Saturday, 7 p.m. So first game 7:30, second game 7 p.m. in Toronto. That's the 22nd. Montreal, first 2 Montreal games, there's no times yet to be determined, so they're not released yet. And that's Monday and Tuesday. We get back-to-back games here. Aren't we lucky? Aren't we lucky we get the back-to-back games? Yeah, so we get the back-to-back games here in Montreal. So it is Thursday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday, Saturday, Monday, if necessary, if it doesn't go, if it's not a sweep. So there you go. That's everything. Let me know what you think. Oh, no, before I get to that. So hopefully I didn't lose a lot of people. I'm going to give you my prediction for what I think is going to happen. Okay, so I got it 2 ways because I don't know how else to do it. But if Montreal wins, Montreal in 7. So if Montreal is going to win, I don't think they can do it in less than 7. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a close, hard-fought, grinded out series, and Montreal can do that, I think, in 7. If it's Toronto, if Toronto's on the ball, Montreal's not, it would be Toronto in 4 or 5. I think Toronto definitely capable of a sweep. And one of the reasons why, if we go into this series and we've got the wrong lineup, and I'm afraid we're going in with the wrong lineup. I'm going to do a lineup video after this. By the time he corrects it, it might be too late already. If you wait 2 games, you've lost badly, or you just lost, it's not looking good, and you wait, oh, well, I'll change the lineup by game 3, maybe it's game 4 before they change the lineup, it's too late. So I think Caulfield and KK need to be in this lineup. They are not. They're sitting on the outside looking in, and I don't know. So if Montreal wins, it'll be in 7. If it's Toronto, it'll be in 4 or 5 games. So that's it. Let me know in the comment section what your prediction is for the game, that's it. If you have any comments, leave a comment in the comment section. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Ring that notifications bell. That's down there. That'll get you your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge right here at Talkin' Habs. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay safe out there. Peace out, y'all. See you next video. Bye, everybody.